listen to these celebrations. This must be a great feeling.
Yeah, this is what we needed, a win today. And yeah, we all know that we have to win those games, especially against Spurs. What it means to the fans, you can see everyone is buzzing, so it's a great night for us.
That's it, a win in the North London derby. You've done the double over Tottenham. There's not many better things in a league season, is there?
No, definitely not. Yeah, we want to win every game, and especially those games. We know what it means to the fans, and we were up for it today, and we took the 3 points.
Your goal turned out to be the winner. Your first time scoring in a North London derby. What did that feel like?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, especially if that gives you the win as well. And I'm just happy for everyone. We worked so hard day in, day out, and I had to come, and today is the day, and now we need to look forward.
As a team, you have had so many chances lately, and things just haven't been falling quite right. How much did you need those goals to go in today?
Yeah, we're pushing every day, as I say, and yeah, it's the hardest thing in football is to get the ball in the net, and I think we could have scored more today as well, but obviously we're happy with the 3 points, and yeah, let's celebrate tonight.
Well, you do go second in the Premier League table. You're back there, 4 points now behind Liverpool. Is this now what you need? Is this the time to really put the pressure on them in the title race?
Yeah, we always want to put pressure on, and we just can look at ourselves, and that's try to win every game. And started today, and as I say, we need to look forward now and take all the positives from today, and let's enjoy this win.
Well played today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, they will enjoy the win. What a time to score your first goal in a North London derby, to win it for your club. And you know what that's like. You know what it's like to put the smiles on Arsenal faces in this fixture.
Yeah, I mean, it's massively important to the fans and everybody associated with the club. So, you know, like I said earlier, it was an important game for us. And this was the perfect opportunity then to sort of reset, reevaluate everything, and then give us that platform then to go on and to finish the season now strongly.
And as he said, for once today, they weren't ruining those missed opportunities, those killer chances that they couldn't put away.
Yeah, but I think, to be honest with you, it's a game that Arsenal controlled throughout. But, like, I still think they still need to work much better in their finishing, because they created so many chances today. The game ended up being 2-1. It could have been 5-1, 7-1. For a team that want to win the league, that I expect them to win the league sooner or later. But keep playing like this, I don't think it's going to be possible, because today we can see Tottenham were nowhere, like they were nowhere close to Arsenal level. You can see the level was above, and Tottenham were just playing. They were just trying to find themselves, and a lot of young players, they don't have this experience. This is a derby against Arsenal. So for me, Tottenham were completely off today. Arsenal play well, but for me, they get the 3 points. But moving forward, when they will play next, obviously the weekend against Aston Villa is going to be another whole game together.
Is that still a nagging worry? Because in the last 5 minutes, when there were a couple of corners there for Tottenham at 2-1, there was still a bit of edginess, understandably, around the stadium.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, obviously when there's just a goal in it, you know, there's always that sense of, you know, the team have one opportunity and that can hurt you. But I think, you know, it was important just to get this result tonight, get that win, no matter how, at all costs. But then they can build on this now. And like Adi said, there was chances there again, and that's been a sort of reoccurring sort of theme over the last few weeks, where they haven't managed to capitalise on decent chances. And that's something that they are going to have to address. They can't keep relying on, you know, a set piece and things like that. That can take you so far, but they do need to start converting these chances that they're making.
The problems are in front of goal, and they were still there today, but they haven't been punished from that today because Tottenham haven't threatened enough. Gabriel was magnificent at the back there, marshalled their defence. It's really important, if you're not scoring the goals, that you're trying to keep it tight at the back, and I think they did there tonight. I mean, they limited Tottenham to very few chances, but the problem's still there. It's a nice problem to have if you win the game, because then you can address it. You know, he needs to find out how is he going to address it with the personnel, what he has. It's very difficult without Saka getting fit. He's going to make a hell of a difference. But I'm not sure the player, what they need in front of goal, is going to be out there in the January market. I think they will be looking for it, perhaps on a loan to bring someone in. body, you know, they probably ruined the fact that Eddie Nketiah's left. You know, I'm not saying he's the answer, but he would have been someone who would move in there now, who's a sniffer around the box, you know, he can score goals. Chances like that tonight, you would see Eddie Nketiah taking them. You know, even with a bit part where he played for Arsenal Football Club, mate, now he's gone. Is there someone else out there they can possibly bring up from the academy? They're good at that. Top draw players bringing in. Ranieri's come in, he's been outstanding. There's probably not a kid at a number 9. Everyone's looking for the same players around the league, especially at the top of the league. Very difficult to improve the players what they already have. And that man to come in and score 10 goals between now and the end of the season, almost impossible to find.
That's the problem at this time of year, isn't it?
That's you know, to find a striker right now. We're in January, to find a top striker that can win you the league. It's not easy. It's not out there. Otherwise, he will still be in the club that he's in.
Yeah.
And I think Arsenal, as we said, they're playing good football. He said at the beginning of the game that we used to play football into the net. Today, you can see Arsenal are crossing, but you can't rely on crossing. It's always option B. When the game becomes difficult, last minute, then you put a cross in, then a defender or whoever can score, then it's a winning chance for us. But now, if they rely on free kick to win the league, I will be really surprised about that. They need a proper striker. Yeah. But is it there any striker on the market? I don't think so either. So they have to bring someone from the academy or whatever, but they need to start playing with a proper number 9.
Easier said than done at this time of year, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like it is a difficult market to go out there and to go and bring in someone who's going to guarantee you goals. I think, you know, Havertz is a brilliant player, and he's, you know, his work ethic up there is second to none. But I think he can play just as effective in other positions on the pitch, in the midfield role or slightly wide. I think he's capable of doing that, and but we just need, I think, someone with that little bit of goal instinct, that knack of scoring, them little darting runs. Do you know what I mean? Where, you know, you'll explain better than anyone, but who just understands how to, like, put that ball or in the back of the net, or just to sniff out an opportunity or something like that. I think that's what sort of lacking at the moment.
Like an Ian Wright.
Like
Yeah, like
Ian
a
Wright.
righty.
Where
There
do
he
you
is.
find one of those? Well, I'll tell you where we'll find him now. He's at the Emirates Stadium with a big, wide smile on his face, righty. And he is with a very proud young man.
Yes.
Take it away.
Yes, I was going to say, Miles, listen, I've got to say, when the first time I saw you at AL End, playing in midfield, now you're playing left back and playing for Arsenal in the North London derby, what was that like? Because I saw you like whooping up the crowd at the end when you was coming. What was it like?
Well, it was amazing, man. It's everything that I lived up to in my dreams. Well, I couldn't believe it. I had to take in every moment of every second of the game. So honestly, it was amazing, honestly.
In respects of like the game itself and you getting used to the game, because I know that Mikel started, he's given you 60 minutes, 90 minutes. You're training with the guys obviously all the time. How does it feel physically for you? How are you feeling about when you got the 60 minutes, then the 90? How'd you feel?
Well, at first, obviously, it's hard getting used to it, but I feel like my body's adjusting now, and I feel great, you know. I just want to carry on doing it.
So what was it? Was it like playing against Tottenham when it really matters? Because going into this game, Miles, I don't know what it was like in the dressing room in respect of, but there's a certain amount of pressure, especially with Liverpool drawing, Arsenal having to win their home games, and it's against the North London rivals like Tottenham. You're coming in as an 18-year-old. How are you feeling about the whole pressure and everything what's going on in that respect?
Well, as a team, you know, we feel pressure, but this is what we live for. Moments like this we live for. It's a derby, and we need to win, and that's what we did today. So,
how's the morale in it? Because like people talking about the missed chances and missing out and trying to catch Liverpool and trying to win the league and obviously going out the cup. What's the morale like? Is everybody still up and pumped up? Everybody still belief?
well, obviously, after a loss, we're down, but obviously our culture and our team is amazing. We're all together. We all stick with each other. We all have full belief in each other's talents and their mindset. So, yeah, obviously you want to bounce back, and no better way to do it than today.
So tell me about how your body's feeling, because you're now playing proper first team football, what you dreamed about, what you wanted to dream about.
Yeah.
How's it feeling? Tell me how your body is.
I feel amazing.
You feel tough, you feel strong, bro, look.
I feel like $1 million, you know, so yeah.
Is it
I'm not
everything you
complaining.
expected it to be? What's happening right now?
Yeah, everything and more, you know, honestly. Everything and more, honestly, yeah. So.
Yeah, hang on a minute, let's show you this clip. I think they got this clip. Where's the clip? Show us the clip of him. Because look, Look at what you're smiling. What happened just now? Something just happened with you and was it Bergvall?
Yeah.
How's you feeling now?
Just happy, you know, just taking it in, soaking it in. Yes, sir. This is amazing, man. Yeah.
But at that time, obviously we hadn't finished the game yet, but you looked like you was properly buzzed up. Who's here? Who's here? Your mum here? Your dad?
My mom,
here?
my grandma, my friends.
Your grandma's here?
Yeah, I had to put on a show for my grandma, make sure that I didn't look soft in front of her. I had to make sure I was milling my tackles for her, and hopefully she's proud of me, so yeah.
We're all proud of you. We're all proud of you. Just before you go, though, I wanted to say to you, was there, with your Brennan Johnson, could have said to them, was there any of them, like the physicality you was feeling, oh my gosh, I'm going to be afraid of him, or he's going to be this? Nothing?
Never afraid of no one. I want to go against the best, I want to be the best, so you have to go against the best.
To be the best.
Exactly.
Nice one, Mark. Well, all the best, man.
Thank you
I wish
so
you all the
much,
best.
Ian. Thank you.
Take it easy, yeah? Steve, back to Steve. Let me see me and my guy just shoot off. Yes, my guy.
Love it, Righty. Love it. And what a magnificent story that is for Miles Lewis-Skelly, making his North London derby debut at the age of 18. We wonder what that's like. Oh, we've got someone who's done it. Because you were 18 as well. They won 3-0 that day. I mean, at that tender age, I mean, to be that confident, that mature, to take it all in like he is.
Yeah, I mean, you could see his confidence there, and he backed it up with his performance tonight. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, to be fair to him, to come in sort of the few weeks that we've had in that magnitude of that game. I thought he handled himself brilliantly, and he was up against Kulusevski there, who is, you know, been probably one of Tottenham's better players this season, and offers so much sort of threat down that right-hand side. So he can be proud of tonight's work, and you know, he was obviously really excited, and the emotions were definitely going there with a few of them.
He said he was trying to take it all in. Is that possible when you're 18? Because I guess you're just playing without any fear, are you, at that age?
Yeah, I think so. But like you see, when he came off the field, then you could see he was pumped up a bit, and he realised probably that he's you know, had a decent game, and the fans appreciated that. So, you know, it's about taking these moments in and making sure that you do sort of cherish these moments. They don't come along very often, and, you know, these games are important, and they are the ones that you look back at the end of your career and go, do you know what, I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to play there and to win.
You like that attitude from him at 18?
Oh, that's beautiful. You know, when you were young, all we dream about is to be part of these big games, and he said it already. And when I was in Monaco, I wanted to play against Paris Saint-Germain because obviously there were players like Gigi Okocha, Ronaldinho playing for Paris Saint-Germain then. And when I moved to England, playing the derby, it was just like you wake up, you buzzing, all your family members were calling you from Africa. Are you going to score today? You have to be ready. We heard about the derby. So for him to be buzzing like that is beautiful to see. But the most beautiful thing is to see how confident he is. In his head, he just want to have fun, and which he did quite well. So for him, congratulations to him. Hopefully we see him in a long run. He has a lot of quality, a lot of potentiality. You just have to keep learning, keep training every day. Confidence is one thing, but don't let it lead you on the wrong way. You have to focus. You have to learn from the other players like Thomas Partey, Ben White. You have to keep learning, because every day in our life, we have to learn. And when I moved to Arsenal first time, I would learn a lot from Thierry Henry, Freddie Ljungberg, Robert Pires. They were all talking to me. I was always going to ask questions. I'm not scoring, how to score. I can't do this, how to get it better. So I think he's a young lad. For him to have a better career, longer career, he have to decide to start learning. The confidence is beautiful, but we still have to learn.
Yes, that just the 4th Premier League start for Miles Lewis-Skelly. All smiles then from him and from Arsenal. What about the Tottenham side of the story? Here is their manager with some pretty strong views, I'm told, Ange Postecoglou.
And you soaked up the early pressure, you took the lead, but you end up having to leave here with defeat. What did you make overall of your team's performance?
Yeah, look, nowhere near good enough. Especially in the first half, we're just way too passive, and yeah, I allowed Arsenal to sort of dictate the game. Like I said, we hung in there, but that's all we were doing. And yeah, second half was a little bit better, but nowhere near good enough. And yeah, yeah, unacceptable.
What can you do about that when you're standing on the sidelines and you can see that your team are too passive?
Well, you know, I mean, ultimately, I guess the responsibility lies to me and how we prepared the players, and you know, what their mindset was going out there. Certainly wasn't our intent when we started the game. You know, like I said, second half was a little bit better, but certainly in the first half, nowhere near the standards we want to set.
At 2-1, though, there's always a chance right up until the end that you can still come away with something out of the game. And Pedro Porro came closest, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in how we go about playing our football, and there wasn't anywhere near the level today.
How do you go about changing that for the next game then?
We've got no choice. We just go back to work and prepare for a tough game.
I can see and I can hear from how you're explaining things that it's another tough defeat to take for you. How much do these losses hurt you?
They're not of course they hurt me, but they're just, not acceptable. We've had too many losses this year, too many games where we've let get away from us, and that needs to stop.
It is 11 defeats at this stage, which is the most that Tottenham have had in a league season since 2009. Does it feel like you can still salvage something out of this season in terms of the league?
Well, there's no other way of looking at it. If you sort of give up now, then there's no point. But it needs to stop, yeah.
What would success look like for you now then?
Look, I think right now we just got a big game on the weekend against Everton, and that's our focus, and we'll look what happens beyond then after that.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, there are the 11 defeats after 21 matches and the years they've had them. They're also in the table. Only once in the last 27 years have they been this low in the top flight at this stage of the season. Well, he didn't hold back there, Tim. Nowhere near good enough, unacceptable, nowhere near the level that they were after.
Yeah, he feels like every Tottenham fan feels at the moment. It hurts, to lose a North London derby, it hurts, but on the back of a poor run of form as well. He's authentic. I like him. I mean, he says it how he don't shirk any responsibility there. He's taking it on his chin. He knows he's the manager. The buck stops with him. And if the team doesn't perform, as a manager, you have to take the responsibility. But he doesn't try and shift the responsibility onto anyone. Wasn't blaming any referees, wasn't blaming any individual players. He's blaming himself. He's blaming his coaching team.
Is he right to do that?
Well, yeah, because you're the manager and he's real. He's realistic. We've seen plenty of managers in the past try and look for every excuse under the sun to protect their team and protect themselves. He's not trying to do that. He's taking the responsibility upon himself. And I admire him for that, I really do. I think that you got to give this guy time to work with a group of players what are capable of playing his identity and intensity week in, week out. And unfortunately, they fell foul of injuries. I'm making excuses for him because he doesn't look to make them. They've had injuries there. They are missing key players, especially to their back players. But today, he saw the game exactly like we saw it. They were second class to a first class Arsenal performance, and they look like they're a long way away from challenging the likes of Arsenal's and the Liverpools and the Chelseas and even Man United, who've started, Newcastle as well, Aston Villas. The objective every season as a Tottenham manager is, whether it's realistic or not, is to finish in the top four in the Champions League. They've had a recent history of doing that. Pochettino did it time and time again, took them to the semi-final of that competition. So they're capable of doing it. The club know that, but they're nearer to the relegation than they are to top four at the moment. So that can't be right. So something has to give. Now, for me, it's not the manager who has to give. I think you need to give them help in the transfer market. It's not as if Tottenham don't spend the money. They do spend the money, but they need to find the right players to give to this man so he can work with them, and hopefully they can get a run of games together and push them up the league. I still maintain they beat anyone on their day. They're a cup side for me. If they can go on and win the Carabao Cup, they're 1-0 lead. They've got to go to Anfield, albeit in the second leg. It's going to be tough for them. If they can win that game, they go to a final at Wembley. You never know. If he can win a trophy this year, it will be deemed a success by them fans who were very disappointed tonight. To the hierarchy, to the owners of the club, a success, they'll be pleased. But if they finish where they are in the league, which is 13th position, they would deem that as a failure with the bread and butter, which is the Premier League.
And that run, Adi, is 5 points from 27 now for Tottenham.
Looking at the gaffer speaking about the team, you can see the sadness on his face. You can definitely is going to make some changes. He's not saying it. They were nowhere close to the level of Arsenal or the opponent, as he said today. So you can just tell that he's going to make changes, and you can see the keeper making mistake upon mistakes. You can make one mistake in a game where you have the ball, you keep it, the striker comes to press you, you don't know what to do. But he didn't. He's a great goalkeeper. He's very young. He will learn. He will be much better in the future. But like, you make 3-4 mistakes in a big game, like you kick the ball away. You understand what I mean? So for me, I think is the team, the club itself, they have to make a lot of changes. As he said, the team, they have to find a way to bring some players in. This manager, you can tell he's not far from giving up. He's definitely not far from giving up. But for him to have hope, if in January, if they can get him 1 or 2 players now before he can bring his own list onto the board and tell them these are the players that I want to work with next season, it's going to be a whole different story. Because looking at the players, the way they're playing today, you can tell what he asked them to do. They didn't do anything at all today, because you can see the way they were losing the ball, they were losing position. When the ball is at this side, you can see the fullback in front of, like, what are they actually doing? And for him, being on the side as a manager, I think he must be really confused tonight. He will go home and be asking himself, why am I even a manager? Because at some point, those are the questions we ask ourselves. Why am I even a footballer? Missing these kind of chances, missing this control, missing the easy thing. But today, it's not his fault. He make a plan. He has a plan. He put it out there, but the player couldn't respect it. Like, they couldn't respect it even to up to 10%. That's very, very poor from a team like Tottenham. As he said, when I first moved to England, Tottenham is a team that we respected because they always have a way of finishing in the top 4. When I was in Arsenal, the same thing. When I moved to Tottenham, it was the same thing. But this year, it's looking like they are going towards relegation zone than being in the top 4. So they have to make the changes now.
And you said at half-time that from an opposition point of view, they always give you a chance, don't they, playing against Spurs?
Yeah, I think obviously there was loads of chances that Arsenal created from Tottenham's mistakes, really, inviting that pressure onto them. Arsenal went quite aggressive with the press. But yeah, Tottenham was still playing into that, really. They weren't playing or thinking of playing over the press or going long. They did it once or twice, but there was countless occasions there where Arsenal's press was good. Tottenham got sucked into it, and Arsenal nicked it off and created a chance from that. I think, yeah, obviously from a Tottenham perspective, yeah, they'd be disappointed with that, and they were far from at their best tonight. I think with the players that they have available at the moment and things like that, everybody needs to take responsibility there, and whether that be the style of their playing or what them players are asked to do as well. I felt like they were really open tonight and exposed, especially on them counter-attacking, actions that Arsenal created against them.
We know they're open. They play with that open style. They got, is it the 3rd best defence away from home in the league?
Yeah, it was the best at half-time.
The best. I mean, people would be falling off their armchairs listening to that. I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
The play's so open, but it's because they play more aggressive when they're away from home.
I did triple-check it with our head of stats, don't worry.
Yeah,
and
so
he assured me it was
checked
correct,
it. I mean, it's an incredible stat to have the best defence away from home in the league. No one would have guessed that. But that's out there. That's true. But they have to find a way to. The strength, I said, was their front players.
You keep saying find a way, but you keep saying that Postecoglou won't change.
He won't
his
change.
Style. So what is the way then?
Well, to find a way is to find personnel.
The only way I think it should be bring some players that understand his mentality and understand the way he wants them to play.
So you're saying that they don't really grasp what the plan is.
Because you can tell he's a manager that wants his team, no matter what situation they should play, like old days with Arsene Wenger. We are losing 2-0, 5 minutes to go, and with Thierry Henry, you are telling all the boys, kick the ball front. Arsene Wenger is like, no, keep the ball on the floor and pass it around.
Yeah.
This is the type of manager that he is. But the players today are not taking responsibility on the pitch, are not doing the job for him properly. Then it's causing him a problem.
And you have to take responsibility yourself as a player, and decision-making is wrong. I mean, we saw goals. We could see a couple of goals, what they've conceded, where I think they're too aggressive. The fullbacks are too aggressive with their positions, and they're leaving gaping holes down the side of centre-backs. It cannot happen, but that's individuals making that. He's not saying to Pedro Porro, go as high as you can when we haven't got good possession, and almost like a right winger. And then when the ball breaks down, then it's a 1v1 down the side of the central defender. It cannot be right. That is wrong, but that's fundamental problems what they have to identify themselves and manage on the pitch. He cannot hold their hand every minute of every game. He can tell them how he wants them to play, which is they're enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. Every day they're in training, they think, well, we're playing with the ball. The manager trusts us to go toe-to-toe with whoever we play. It's fantastic as a player. As attacking players, you want to play like that. You know, it's hard sometimes for the defenders because they're going to be left 1v1 all of the time. But if you're not prepared to play 1v1, Romero is, Van de Ven is, but they're injured at the moment. So they're bringing in other players. Perhaps they need a little bit covering up. So at times, you know, the likes of Archie Gray or Dragusin needs to say to Pedro Porro, just stay in here for a minute. Jed Spence, just stay there. Just Basuma, just protect me in there for a minute. Manage it yourself on the pitch.
You're saying that's a player's responsibility on the pitch, not a coaching one before you go on it?
I think it's both. I think it's a responsibility to the manager to set the plan.
I'm pretty sure it's a plan that the manager told them he would never tell them to go front, even though if they are not in a good position. Like if you see the second goal of Arsenal, Spencer, how you call it?
Yeah, Jed Spence.
Spence
passed the ball to Bissouma. He was asking for 1-2, right? But the other one, Sporo was already as a right wing. You can't do that playing against Arsenal. You know, obviously, we know that they are going to have the ball, or they knew that Arsenal will have the ball. So the most you can do is stay behind the ball. You can never be in front of the ball playing against Arsenal because these players are just too good with the ball. And for me, I'm pretty sure he told them that, but they are not respecting it. They are thinking of attacking. You have to attack, you have to defend first.
Yeah.
You have to be clever, find a way to defend properly before having the ball. When you're in a good position, you attack. In every situation, Tottenham's players want to attack. And for me also, the thing that they are doing also, they are not taking the easier decision where they can play one touch, they are trying to control the ball, try to turn inside. No, play one, you see the goal, you see the pass from Odegaard. This is 1-2. He didn't do it, he turned around. The tackle, look at the pass. Yeah. If you put any Tottenham players there, he will not do that one pass. You see Odegaard, one touch in the space. But this is how you respect the game. Look, it's finished. But Tottenham are not doing that. They are making life so difficult for this beautiful manager.
Well, they had 5 or 6 players on the top line there. And I mean, you know, if they do lose the ball, they're so open to their counter-attack.
Look at the right back. Look at where he is. What are you doing there?
It's okay being wide and expansive and very high if you've got good possession. When you haven't, it's a fight ball in the middle of the pitch. When you haven't got good possession, you need to be more secure and more responsible. But they're not. They're high and wide far too early when they haven't got good possession in the midfield and they're paying the price. Not just today, but all season they paid the price for that.
But just on the pitch, you're saying that's the player's responsibility. That's
think
not the way they've been set up by the manager.
No, they have to manage it. No one's saying to Pedro Porro, go there too high too early, saying go high at the right times, but wait until we have good possession. If I was Postecoglou, I'd be saying, I like you, Pedro, you're top man in the final third, but you have to be more responsible. And sometimes you have to still develop these players. Jed Spence still a young man. Pedro Porro, if he's not willing to be developed, I'm sure he is, then don't have him in your squad. But you need to teach him at the right times to go. And he's very good in the final third, we know that. But just stay in that position. If they block that hole up, there's no pass down the side of the right side centre-back for them 2 goals.
I think one thing that is also important is you have to know your opponent, who you're playing against. If, as opposed to play against Tottenham today, I will be one of the most happiest striker on earth. Yeah. Why? I will just wait, they have the ball, and I will just go on one side and be sleeping. As soon as we got the ball, I will just do this. Because you play against Thierry like this, he will get hat-trick every day. Because he will just go on the right side, take the ball, come inside and cut. That's what you have to do. So at some point, the manager will tell them, I'm pretty sure the manager is not telling them, go front. No. But they have to also take responsibility. If you want to be a good player tomorrow, you want to have a chance to leave Tottenham and go to a better club or a bigger club, then you have to respect the team. And you have to respect yourself. Be in your zone. Stay in your zone. But today, what we are saying, I can't mention one Tottenham player that I can say he was good today.
No, I think as a player as well, you do need to take that responsibility. I think I've been in teams in the past as well when you go in dribs and drabs and you're maybe pressing in a 2 and a 3 and the whole team are not going together and these gaps are starting to appear. But then you need to have that sort of feeling then on the pitch of, OK, it's happened 2 or 3 times now. They played around us and it has been some dangerous moments. Right, let's just all get back into a bit of shape. get them to one side, and then we can start our press from there and maybe force them and use the touchline for that. For me, Tottenham are going on a bit all over the place, and the back line's maybe staying a bit too deep at the moment, and these massive holes are appearing, and their full-backs are getting exposed in you know, positions they don't like. If there's a turnover, they are getting hurt.
From the beginning of the game, you can tell, you can see they were trying to play from the back. After 10 minutes, it's not working. Find a way to adapt yourself to the game. Play long ball on the striker. You should find a way to keep the ball for you to move forward. But they were still trying. Yeah. That's when the keeper made 2-3 mistakes in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. So listen, if you're on a game like this, derby, you have to adapt yourself. You know that, okay, you are trying to control the ball, it's not working, don't come anymore, go behind. If you are going behind, you realize that the fullback or the right back or the defender is quicker than you, then come deep. You have to adapt yourself. This is a big game, and maybe these are the chances that we had here. You score a lot of goals in this kind of derby. This is what I do. If I ask for the ball, I realize that Ledley King or Dawson is killing me. I'm like, okay, you know what? Thomas Rosicky, Cesc Fabregas, put the ball behind, let's run. But these are the things that they have to do. They knew that giving the ball to Bissouma, most of the time, this season, he's losing it. It's costing them a goal. How can that happen again today in a derby? Yeah. It's not normal.
They play the word I can use for them, which is not only today, but when I watch Tottenham mostly, is hectic. That is why they're hectic all of the time. If you look at their three midfield players today, Papsar, Bergvall, Bissouma, whenever they get the ball and there's space in front, they drive. It's like as if they're being chased. Someone's chasing them. They're running with the ball, trying to break lines. You give the ball to Johnson when he comes on. He's burning it up. Kulusevski, the same. Solanke, Son on the side. There's no one control. There's no control. They take too many touches, too much of the time. They need that person in there. That's why I think when Maddison come on, he helped him. He helped him with more control because he's more. He just takes the pace out of the game, moves the time on. He passes it, gets some breather. They can rest on the ball. It is very.
I think rhythm is big, massive as well. You
as he said, he's a midfielder.
When you actually want to go somewhere with intent, or if you want to drive. And then there's times when you need a Maddison to come on the pitch and just go, right, let's just calm it down and get 3 or 4 passes.
Just rest on the ball.
Rest on the ball. And
big
then
players know when to play one touch, when to control the ball. I had a chance to play with all these Modric, Xabi Alonso, list goes on, Ozil. But at some point, the game will ask you to play one touch. But if you look at Papsar, Bissouma, they are all my brothers, but they never play one touch. But that's what the game asks for. Sometimes you play one touch, then we take the ball, then you go. That's Yaya Touré. We all knew how great he was, but like he played one touch, then he drive in, then he come back. But like you can't just be taking the ball and be going all the time like they're doing. They are not big, they are not too strong, and most of the time it's costing. My problem is, it's a mistake, right? If it's not costing us goals, okay, it's still a mistake, but it's costing you guys goals. How many times did Bissouma lost the ball that they consider a goal this season? Maybe 3, maybe 4. But how you want to be in the top 4, making the same mistake week in, week out?
They need to find a way, don't they, to win. Get the right balance between what exactly he wants to do and his principles and things like that he wants to implement, but also get results.
It's not as if they can't win playing like this, but they're never ever going to be consistently winning playing like that.
Well, they've won once in 9 games, and that was against Southampton, the bottom club.
Yeah.
Playing like that.
Yeah. But they have beaten Man City playing like that. They can beat the best playing like that, but everything has to go their way. And the goalkeeper has to play very well, and they have to make last-ditch tackles. When with Van der Ven playing or Romero, perhaps they can play this way. Yep. If they go into the transfer market and bring some different personnel in, perhaps they can play the Postecoglou way. At the moment, they're struggling. Look, I don't care how they play. Perhaps to challenge the likes of Arsenal at the moment, the likes of Liverpool, and Man City, Nottingham Forest at the moment. I mean, they beat them as well, on the counter-attack. They sucked them in, they caught them on the break. Perhaps they need better players to be able to do that. But they are losing games against lower sides as well. You're absolutely right. That run of form there is not good enough, and they need to start picking up. But let's just hope when they play in the Cups, they do have their day, because they're capable of beating anyone.
Fascinating discussion. Let's get some reaction from inside the Tottenham dressing room. Here's Dejan Kulusevski.
Dan, how gutting is that defeat in the North London derby?
Yeah, no, it's a very bad feeling. I'm very disappointed of the game.
What should Tottenham have done differently tonight?
First off, we should get the the first goal they score, no, we should get a goal kick. That's exactly what we should get. Happened now 3 games in a row.
And after Son's goal, didn't have a shot on target. How do you explain that one?
No, they are very strong. They are very strong defensively. Second half we played a little bit more offensive, but not good enough. Not enough quality, and physically also we tried, but it was not good enough from no one.
Your manager has just said that he takes responsibility, but do you players feel for your manager as well?
No, everyone takes responsibility. Everyone, people ahead of us, the players, the manager. Nobody can hide. Everybody's part of it.
Ready to bounce back at the weekend, Everton away?
Yeah, you have to. That's the only thing you can do in life.
Mikel, congratulations. Obviously, the most important thing is beating Tottenham and getting back to winning ways, and you've done that and thoroughly deserved it.
Yes, I think we were outstanding today. I think from the first minute, we were really at it, really intense, show a lot of quality, play with real purpose to hurt them with or without the ball. And we create an unbelievable atmosphere, which helps a lot. We know the meaning of the game. We know how important it is for everybody. So it's a gift that we have the opportunity to make a lot of our supporters very happy. And I'm sure we have accomplished that, and they will feel very proud about the team.
And I bet you just were completely dumbfounded when you're suddenly kicking off after 25 minutes 1-0 down, because you'd been so on top, it was untrue.
Yeah, and obviously thinking back, Newcastle, because we should have beat them, or Manchester United, the same, and then you are 1-0. But again, the way we reacted, the attitude that we play with, not feeling sorry for ourselves, just keep insisting, keep going, it was phenomenal, because we played less than 72 hours ago, 120 minutes, and so proud of them.
Again, I have to say, Pedro Porro hits the outside of the post late on. The game should have been way out of sight before you can even be made remotely nervous by something like that.
Yes, because we had some big chances and big situations. We didn't even finish in a chance. But at the end, we had to suffer more than what we wanted. But we got there at the end, and very happy.
And I just want to ask, I know it's not the main thing about tonight, but obviously you're now 4 points off the top of the table, having played a game more. That's kind of secondary, isn't it? But it is chipping away at that gap.
Well, when you have opportunities, you have to take them, that's for sure. Today we've done it. We've been a really consistent run in the Premier League again, performing in a really consistent way. Unfortunately, now it's about tomorrow. Recovery Saturday against Villa is going to be a really tough one again, and keep going and going.
Yeah, they're 11 unbeaten in the Premier League now, the only team unbeaten at home this season. And it is imperative that they can't draw and they can't lose, and they've just got to try and hang on Liverpool's coattails here.
Yeah, of course. I think Liverpool have been outstanding so far this season, and they've really set the standard. I think with and without the ball, their habits are second to none, and there is a reason why they are at the top of the league. And Arsenal just got to keep going now and really believing that they can close that gap. They did what they had to do tonight, and they'll have to keep repeating this now over the next few weeks, and hopefully that gap just gets a little bit smaller and smaller, because anything can happen in the Premier League, that's for sure.
Do you think their experience of the last couple of years up there, challenging, will help them?
A few players, yes, obviously, few players have the experience to try and catch up on Liverpool. But as I said again, it's going to be very difficult. Unfortunately, they are not going to play the whole season against Tottenham. They have to play against Newcastle. They have to play against Aston Villa. And this team will not commit the same mistake as Tottenham did today. So it's going to be very difficult. But obviously, we all want to watch this interesting league, which is the Premier League. So we wish them luck, obviously. We can't wait for them. I can't wait for them because I used to play for Arsenal. I can't wait for them to win over the weekend against Aston Villa so they can close the gap. But looking at the way Liverpool are playing this time, they already have one player that is over 20 goals already in the... So, if you want to win the league, you need one player to take the lead. Like Mo Salah, what he's doing now for Liverpool, like Didier Drogba, what he was doing for Chelsea, like Fernando Torres, what he was doing for Liverpool, even though he didn't win the league with Liverpool, but you need at least one player. Today, if you look at Arsenal, they have 4 defenders that score 3 or 4 goals. Their top goal scorer is on 7. So for me, it's going to be very, very hard to count them as a team that's going to win the league.
Yeah, the next 2 home games are Villa and Manchester City. But as we sit here now, I know it's your worst nightmare, but are they the most realistic team to challenge Liverpool to the title here?
Yeah, for me they are. Can I see them going I think from here on in, I mean, I'm not a clairvoyant, but I think that possibly they cannot lose more than 2 games between now and the end, which is very difficult. Man City have done it in the past to put a run together like that. I don't see them being Man City for the reason what Addy's talking about, and we've all touched on tonight. They haven't got that goal scorer. They are 1 player away from winning this Premier League, but try and find that player. They're all looking for him. Yes, he's out there. It's Alexander Isak. You cannot get him now. You know, forget about it. What are you going to do? What solutions are you going to find for this season? Are they going to be solid enough at the back not to concede enough goals and just to score a few goals from set pieces to win the league? I doubt that. You know, Liverpool will have a slip up. They haven't had a slip up yet. You know, they've dropped a few points. Yes, they have, but they will go and they will slip up. They will drop 2 or 3 games on the spin. That will happen. But are Arsenal good enough to then step in and win all them games? I'm not sure they are without a number 9. And it's difficult to find. I don't think they're going to magic up this number 9.
Well, they've got to stay in it till the 3rd last weekend of the season, because that's when Arsenal play Liverpool again.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an exciting finish. I think, you know, over the next few weeks now, if Arsenal are in a really strong position and are still there on Liverpool's heels, or, you know, bridge that gap a bit, I think that'll be interesting then going into the sort of final week of the transfer market, whether they go all out then to try and get someone nailed on to come in or whatever. So I think these next few weeks will determine a lot, but, you know, I think Arsenal can be happy with tonight's work now, and that can sort of put them, you know, in a good place now going into the weekend and over the next few weeks. I think there has been a few little things that need addressing, but definitely saw, you know, a team out there tonight, a team that was willing to try. Yes, they missed a few opportunities, but everything else was in place. They created chances. They did all the things right. They were together, and that can take you, you know, a long way.
Saka could be that man, but we don't know how long he's going to miss.
Last season's top scorer, wasn't he? So.
Yeah, he's capable. He could be that guy, you know, but he needs to be back very soon, and I think he's probably a month away. It was a nasty one.